What is good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of The Magnificent Pod. It is your boy, Magnificent T, and let's get it started today. So, first off, I hope everyone's week's going well. Hope everyone's month is going well, year's going well. We've been doing a lot of things, a lot of big things, a lot of small things adding up. Hope everyone is progressing, enjoying, and doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's all about. But I have a lot I got to get to today. This is going to be probably the most important episode update wise so far in this series. So what series are just a podcast episode? I don't know if I'm going by series at all yet, but let's get it going. So just to start it off on a fun note, this, by the way, is one of my favorite months of the year, June. So I know summer doesn't typically start on the calendar till like June 20 something or whatever. But to me, I consider like mid late May and June, all of June, summer. And those are like my favorite months of the year. It's usually hot, not too hot, obviously depending on where you are, but and it's not cold, you know, not too humid usually. So like usually July and August it gets really hot and humid and stuff like that. But as time's gone on, things just been getting hotter. But what is your favorite months of the year and favorite season? Comment that below. I'd like to know where everybody is with that. You know what I'm saying? Is we all got weather preferences and everything. So comment that below. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear what y'all think. But on to the next thing. We got. Oh yeah. So I just dropped a new single this month. We Run It featuring OxyX. I met this dude at a couple shows that I did, and I even saw him perform on the same show, same on his set, and he was a really dope artist. And I had this song that I really like the beat. I've had the beat for a while and the song idea, and actually it was written because this song was originally supposed to be, if anyone used to know, like the duo I used to be in, Operation Underground, this song was originally going to be an Operation Underground song. And what ended up happening was, the duo ended, all that happened. So it was actually finished, mastered, and everything, but it never dropped. So what I did is I, fixed up a couple lyrics, re recorded all my parts because I really loved the idea. And this dude, OxyX, I thought he'd sound really dope. Just his style, the more modern trap hip hop sound, I thought would fit perfect on this beat. So I hit him up and I was like, "Yo, dude, what do you think?" Because I mentioned wanting to do a track with him, and I was like, you know, he was like down for it, and then we got that all done. So if you haven't checked that new song out, I'll link it below for you. But if you have, I hope you like it. It's a little bit different, from my usual stuff. But anyone that knows me knows that I do the modern stuff. I do the old school stuff. I was kind of raised in both. I'm 24 years old, technically a part of Gen Z, even though I don't feel like I fit in a whole lot. But I do trap and rap. I do all different. I do both new and old school. It's kind of my signature thing. I love the old school beats more though, if I had to choose. But I like a good trap rap song, here and there once in a while. But that's kind of how that song came about. There's a lot of ideas I've had where I've had them for a while, but it's just not the right time. So, and then sometimes I go back to it and it's like, wow, now it all works. So sometimes with music, it's a funny thing, but that's just something that's happened because I have tons of songs that I've half written, even fully written, some even recorded, that I've never put out or even like thought about putting out. A lot of ideas I've just written down, but sometimes I write stuff down and I save it because you never know, you may come back to it a few years later and boom, it all works. It just ends up forming together that way. But the creative process, but that's how that song, it's kind of like the summary backstory of how that came about. So you know what I'm saying? I'll link it below. Make sure to go and give that a listen. And on to the next thing today. So one of the main distributors I've used pretty much since I've gone independent with my music, since I started distributing. My first single I distributed through TuneCore, but I left them. But the main distributor I used for my music was DistroKid. And, it's one of the most popular independent distributors for independent artists. Um, and a lot of artists use them. So obviously they're a well known name. But over the course, especially of the last 2 years, they've gotten more and more unfriendly towards independent artists. I know, like, I never had problems getting my money or anything from them or any of that, but they've raised the prices, all the add-ons, all that other crap, and I did a lot. I wanted to move because I've been marketing my music the same way for since I've been solo again, and just continuing to push it and push it and push it. And then all of a sudden I'm coming across all these strikes, and I'm like, or getting caught, and like all these silly barriers that they put me through. And, I didn't like it. And plus, they kept raising the prices of everything. And I did a lot of research, and I switched to Illustrate Music, smaller, but still an independent distributor. They're not very well known, but I've had a great experience with them so far. But a lot of these issues, they come from some of these distributors, and some of them, it's actually just Spotify. They have been giving a lot of artists trouble this year, even ones that are working with legit companies and promoting their music in legit ways and real ways. They, have been, you know, just taking down their music. I've been hearing about this nonstop. Some even well-known like independent artists and producers have had music taken down, and I don't like that. DistroKid's been the main culprit for doing that, but also just Spotify has. And it's kind of weird because the moment I started moving all my music off of DistroKid, then they start giving me even more problems once I start moving more of my music. So it's like, but now I moved everything. I don't have any ill will towards them, but it's for the best. Now I have a better distributor that works better for what I need, and you know what I'm saying. It's a lot less, and I haven't seen a single bad review on them. So I'm looking forward to being with Illustrate Music. And a few of my releases are through United Masters, and I've never actually had any issues with them. Funny thing, because I know some people have, but I never have. So that's that signs that's just the way it is. Some people have issues with the distributor, and then other ones don't. What works for you works for you. But I personally wouldn't use DistroKid anymore based on everything. And it's just kind of funny this year. Spotify has that new streaming threshold, and then they, have their own promotion services that aren't that good, but they have their purpose. And they now have been starting to target artists that promote their music in other legit ways that aren't paying them. So it's just like, it's stupid. But the streaming game has been having more and more trouble as the years have gone on. So honestly, for me, what I did, for anyone that wants to support me directly, and if any of my music gets taken down for whatever stupid reason that they choose to do it for, I'm putting all of my music for digital download on my website, and I'll link that below. I have my own music shop with some of my featured merch on it too, that easily you can click and get through to my merch store. And I'm going to link that below, but that is for anyone that wants to support me directly. I know that streaming is free, and I'll still be putting stuff, of course, on my YouTube. But if you want to buy my music directly, right now I have singles, for $1, and like EPs for like $5, and then obviously like mixtapes and albums, they'd be 10 around there. So that's kind of my solution to this. So it's like, if you want to support me directly and don't want to worry about any song you like of mine getting taken away, that's going to be the way that's going to be the best way to do it. And, you know, independent artists already have a hard enough with how low streaming pays out. So honestly, if you really want to support the indie movement, you should be buying directly from the artist, because that way there isn't as many fees getting taken out, and I'm making 100% of that profit, so it supports me the best. But if you are somebody where you are down to support independent artists and you love my music and you don't want to lose it, and anything moving forward, I'll even put some stuff on there that I might never distribute, so that'll be the only place you can get it. I'm going to link it below. It's on my music shop on my website, so go and check that out if you get the chance. But I wanted to make that announcement on my podcast here first. And on to the next thing today. So this summer I actually have like plans for the first time in like years. I'm going out to visit my family. I haven't seen them in almost 2 years, so I'm looking forward to it. So I won't be as active for most of July, and there won't be a podcast that month, but I will be resuming in August, and I'll possibly have a special guest coming on that month as well. So don't want to spoil anything. Still kind of getting it all figured out, but it should be happening. So be on the lookout for that. And if you have any fun plans, this summer, comment them below. Let me know, you know what I'm saying? I want to hear what y'all got going on, because this is the time of the year, vacations, spending time outside, spending time with family, just doing fun things, nice weather. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through today. It's a pretty jam-packed episode, but I will be back in August with another episode of The Magnificent Pod, and possibly with a special guest. So be on the lookout. Hope you enjoyed this episode and everything. And peace out, MT Gang. I'll see y'all soon.